Hey everybody, welcome back to Super Thomas Bros. We are changing the level.
Yeah, Steven's getting a little tired of Suburbia, I think. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I
Alright,
would. Well, no, never mind.
Alright, so this one is just getting the tape.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since this is just kind of like a single objective, I kind of feel like it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
Yep. So we talked about going to see the eclipse in the last episode. But then there's other stuff we did in Utah too.
Mm-hmm.
When we were there that we should probably talk about. It's good to. I feel like the last couple or few sessions we've been doing, we haven't really been adding a lot of like stories and like personal commentary on top of just like yelling about what's going on the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go back to the golden era of Super Thomas Bros. When we're always telling fucking stories and shit.
Yeah.
So work with me here.
Yeah, it's well, that's the thing, because a lot of times we would tell stories of things that happened like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then we eventually kind of run out, but we also would talk about just stuff that goes on during, I was driving home one day and you saw a car crash, in front of you, and shit like that. I don't know.
Yep. And I mean, like, there's like little things like that, like how we fixed our friend's window, fixed with air quotes, our friend's window, his front window fell like in the door of the car, like
oh damn.
It's like the motor. I don't know exactly. I don't even know like what the status of that is. I should ask him.
Yeah.
But he did like a really quick patch job just to like make it over to our house because we were hanging out that day, and we were like, well, we're not mechanics, but we do have cellophane and duct tape, and we can try to make it a little bit better, and so we did, and that was kind of funny. Oh shit! Oh, just make it!
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! God, fucking on the skin of your goddamn teeth, Dr. Shrimp. Good
I don't
job.
have skin on my teeth though.
That's how thin your margin of error was. It was 0.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
And it was actually because you ran out of time before you got it. You got that tape in overtime.
Yep.
Pretty amazing. It's like the World Series last year. Anyway, so one of the things we did in Utah, we did an escape room.
Yep.
Which was fun. I think we probably talked about it on the show. We did a Zelda escape room right after Breath of the Wild came out. So we probably talked about it like right in a Breath of the Wild episode. But it was like a weird one. Like I knew what escape rooms were supposed to be like.
Oh wait.
Way to go.
Okay.
Oh shit. Because I've seen them before. Like they have the punishment on Impractical Jokers of it, and I've seen other stuff too. Let's see you bust it out, Steve.
Let's see you do it.
This one, there's a lot of rails in this one, so I feel like you can do good here. Anyway, so this one we did was way better than that Zelda one. That Zelda one I feel like was like kind of cheap out, and they were able to sell the tickets at that price because it was Zelda.
Yeah.
But they like saying that they half-assed that escape room would be like giving them way too much credit, I feel like.
See you bust something out.
It's almost like it wasn't really an escape room though. Like that
Right.
one was like, I think you would put it the best way. It was more of a live action board game. Like because you're not really trapped. You're more like, it's you're in Hyrule, you're Link, and you have to save Hyrule by getting the Master Sword, and it involves like, solving clues and stuff like that. It's kind of it's not really like you're in a room trying to escape, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's one thing that kind of like makes escape rooms so much fun is that you are isolated in a room with like 4, 5, 6 friends, and you all have to kind of solve puzzles to get out. Whereas like in the Zelda one, you were in groups, but there were like a dozen groups all in this big room.
Yeah.
And it did not have that atmosphere at all of like being trapped. And also there were other things too. Like it had that like promo video or whatever, and it was like super fucking cheap. Like
yeah, it was
they
like
they like took like
cringy
concept art from like Ocarina of Time and like put something in a like Windows Movie Maker. It was like really fucking bad.
Yeah, I can imagine Whoa, the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was like
oh, that thing dropped out.
Oh.
You made a half pipe.
Huh.
Wow, you got really close.
Got closer than fucking Suburbia.
Yeah.
It's for dang sure.
But yeah, that Zelda one wasn't great. I mean, I had a lot of fun, and like we have stories to talk about it. You know, like, you have to ask for fucking wisdom.
Yeah, that whole fucking thing.
There's a fucking If in case you don't want to go back and look for that episode of Breath of the Wild, probably, this and another thing too is that escape room, the Zelda one, really depended on you asking people for clues, which leads to situations where there could be like subjective, like, oh, did he ask it the right way?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Whereas a real escape room, it's like you solve this puzzle, you find a key, you open the lock, there's another clue. It's like,
yeah, it's so objective.
Yeah. And like there was this one little fucking asshole in the Zelda one, and like we knew what we had to do. And we were so sure because we saw people going up to this guy and leaving with another clue. And we were desperate to find another clue. And all signs pointed to talking to this dude. And we kept doing it. And he like just stared at us with a blank expression and kind of like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking. And we're like, fuck, what the fuck? And then finally there was like one little tiny fucking detail that meant nothing that we really didn't need to have or shouldn't have needed to have, and then he finally gave it to us, but at that point we had like 5 minutes left and there would be no fucking way to figure it out, and god, it was so frustrating and stupid. But this escape room that we did in Utah was like an actual escape room. It was like a like an actual room, like that you are locked in, and you find clues that lead to more clues, and at one point it kind of expands into 2 rooms, and you have to walk back and forth between the 2 rooms, and there were like black lights and shit. It was really fucking cool. Whoa. Like they did a really good job with like the air quote set design.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they did do a really good job with like decoration and stuff like that, and
yeah.
It was a lot of fun too, like, and you know, it was challenging, but not like, way too hard or anything, because we were able to do it and everything, right, and not have to, it was I think another thing too, because I'm thinking about it more now, is in that Zelda room, because you're in a group with a bunch of other other groups that are doing the same thing that you're kind of competing against, right, with time. And, like, you kind of see what the other teams are doing, and it kind of,
it becomes a race. It becomes more of a race against other people as opposed to escaping a room just from yourself. You know what I mean?
And it's like, it becomes less fun like that. Like, for example, like, there was that whole thing with the guy not giving us the clue because we didn't ask the question the right way. We wouldn't have even known about that if we were in, like, separated rooms, So, like...
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, when you're in an escape room, an actual one, and you're just with the people that you're trying to escape with, it becomes more fun because there's, you're a little bit more on your own, and I don't know. And then again, with actual escaping involved, and not subjectively asking favors from other people and shit, essentially.
And I should say that if they did it right, like I kind of feel like they wouldn't have had to even change a lot of the puzzles in the Zelda one. I mean, there were a couple of ones, like the ones where you had to actually physically ask other people there for stuff, but like they had a lot of props and puzzles with those props that were really, really cool in the Zelda one, and it's a damn shame that the entire thing as a whole didn't like live up to that, because it had potential to. Wow, that was a really good trick at the very end there.
I feel like if I stay on this rail and kind of just keep going up back and forth, I make quite a bit of points off of it.
When you got sick in Utah, did you get a sore throat?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you did, huh?
That was the first thing, I think.
I think I may be getting that tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. It's okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, Oklahoma.
That's the shitty thing. I've been saying it for all this time, but like, you know, it's really, when it comes to these moves and you're trying to get the high score, it's essentially like gambling, because you're trying to get as many tricks into a combo as you can, but you're like running out of your balance and stuff like that, and then you get into the higher risk of falling. Right. And I mean, I know that that's the whole point, but still.
But I hate it.
Yeah. I hate it because I can't keep my balance.
Yeah. Do you have, at this point, I'm wondering if you have extra stat points that you haven't, like, used?
Possibly.
And but they might help you out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, though, that, like, my balance and stuff is, like, maxed out. But I could, like, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, obviously you haven't gotten them all. I just don't know, like, where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to, like, give it away too much in case anybody is watching and happens to, like, do that same exact escape room. I don't want to give out any clues or anything like that, but I will say that it was Area 51 themed. So if you ever happen to see an escape room somewhere in Utah, in a city that we don't want to name, that has an Area 51 escape room in it, do it. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah. It's, you know, another thing I want to talk about, too, in comparison to that Zelda one that we did, is that with the Zelda one, they kind of had some things in there that were, like a little too outside of the box. And, like, the prime example... What? Well, like... I mean, I guess I don't mind spoiling the Zelda one, just because, number one, I don't even know if it's going on anymore. Number two... You know, if you want to do an escape room, I would recommend something else.
I would agree. I would say if it's that a big a deal, like, sorry to interrupt, but if the Zelda escape room was that big of a deal where you don't want to have it spoiled, then you should probably not be watching this.
Yeah.
For a few minutes, probably.
Yeah.
But really, like find a better one.
Yeah. Even if it's not Zelda themed, I mean, because like. A Zelda-themed escape room seems super awesome. And in theory, yeah,
like
it is,
on paper, right? Like it,
yeah,
it
and it could be done very well, but that particular one, just didn't.
It was half-assed. It was. They got the license to do it, and they put the bare minimum amount of effort into it, and then fucking, because that was way more expensive than the one we did in Utah, and the Utah one was fucking better.
Yeah. But anyway, so
sorry.
Yeah, so. Like, there was a thing in the Zelda, escape room, like, it was the very last puzzle, where the solution to the problem was, like, a paper that you look at through a certain lens, but that paper was, like, inside of your badge that you had to use to get inside of the conference center. Like you have a badge, almost like you go to a convention, you know? But, it, like... Whoa. I'm, like, getting distracted by my... Fuck! Inside of that badge that they give you is, like, the last remaining thing, like, puzzle in this, you know, thing that you have to solve. And it's like, God...
Fucking Jesus.
And it's, like... That it seems a little bit far out, you know, like I get like that there might be some challenges that are fun to be like, you know, you got to think outside the box for them, but that just seems like
it's
a
too
little
meta.
Too meta, yeah.
It's meta, yeah. So the clue was like when the darkness shades the world, the answer will be revealed to you or something like that, and it was like That clue was given to us like way early on, and so we were kind of like, whatever. Whoa.
That's crazy.
And then, we got trapped by that fucking asshole who wouldn't give us that one clue. And then finally, like, we got stuck again, and it was like 2 minutes left, and we were like, well, fuck it. And then, so, of course, they went through all of the, the answers to all the questions and clues and stuff at the very end, and they were groaning and moaning from everybody. But the deal was, in the lanyard, on one side of the lanyard, it was like the pass to get in, but the other side of the lanyard, which totally seems like something that you shouldn't like write on. You know what I mean? Like, it seems it's almost like your ticket to get in. Like, I don't want to fuck with it just in case. But on the other side of this lanyard paper thing, it had a map of Hyrule, and it said world underneath it, and we were kind of like, okay. But that's what they meant in the clue, like when darkness shades the world, you had to shade the world
with your
pencil, and then
show it to someone.
And then, yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's just like, Jesus, like...
Yeah, it's like... Whereas in that other escape room that we did, there were, like, certain explicit rules, and, like... Yes.
Nice.
There were certain rules, like, you can't take anything off the walls. You know, there's nothing hidden in the walls, you know, that you have to worry about. And then they'll mark certain things that are not off limits, but aren't gonna advance you, you know. So you're not, like, looking at some stupid little thing and, you know, for, like, 45 minutes thinking, like, oh, it's gotta be this. We looked at everything else. You know, they'll mark it and say, like, yeah, that's not part of the challenge, it's just decoration, you know.
Yeah, they want to avoid accidental red herrings, basically. So
yeah, which I kind of like that. You know, it kind of keeps you focused on what you're supposed to be focusing on.
And it was challenging enough without, you know, having to deal with those things, you know, like it didn't make it it made it easier, but it was still like hard enough to like get it was hard to get through that within an hour, you know. Like, there was a lot in that little room. It was very dense with puzzles, very dense, with all kinds of different types of locks and keys and clues and shit. It was very well made.
Yeah, and they kind of go, before you start it, they go through the different types of locks, and like they tell you, like, for example, they have locks where, like, you know, you have to push the lock up and down and left and right in certain ways in order to unlock it, and they tell you how to, like, you know, do it and how to reset it, which is very important, you know, and then that way you're not like spending a bunch of time like on how to unlock something, but you're spending time like, you know, actually doing the puzzles and stuff like that. You're not wasting time on stupid bullshit like that.
Right. And that's again the Zelda one. Like, if we didn't have that problem with that asshole, which we wasted like half of our fucking time trying to figure out what to do with that one prick, like, that's like it was just like a fucking distraction that really didn't need to be there.
Yeah, it's not like that's it's not like that's part of the challenge, like a thinking challenge. It's more of like, well, how do I ask this question right? Like, it just I don't know, it just seems stupid.
Yeah, it would be like if you
whoa,
that was really fucking good. It would be like if you did like a paintball thing, and, you know, there was like some kind of challenge or some kind of like obstacle course that you could run through with paintballing or whatever, and you spent half the time trying to get the paintball gun to work.
Yeah,
like that's not part of the game. That's just trying to get your shit together to do the fucking game. You know what I mean? That's not fun. It's just frustrating. Because you're watching other people having fun because they were able to ask this question right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucked like that. Oh my god, you're so fucking close, dude. You are ridiculously fucking close. It's all about the fucking grinds and the manual chains. Like, these are... Yeah. Just land it. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. Like, 500 fucking... Just... Okay.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh. I'm sweating.
Wow. Are you really?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's also fucking hot. It's 108 degrees today.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in a heat wave. So it's,
you got
more
a special trick slot.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in a heat wave.
Yeah, so today got 108 degrees, and it's going to be 108 for the next, well, it's not going to be consistently 108 degrees, but it's going to be 108 high for, like, the next 3 days or something. Like,
God, just kill me right now.
I mean, we've got air conditioners and stuff, but still, it's just... Yeah.
It's a very dangerous time for me to be working on my thermostat.
It's a dangerous place.
It's a dangerous place. This is a dangerous place once again. Anyway, so next time on Super Thomas Bros, we do more Tony Hawk.
Yep, we're gonna go. I'm probably gonna go back to Suburbia again, just because the cruise ship. I know it's gonna be fucking hard as hell. And I'd like to get this done with, and then just go to the cruise ship, and then spend the rest of the time there trying to get that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, bye everybody. Thank you for watching.
See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Have a nice trip. Bring me back something French.
Bye-bye. Oh.
Beep.
It sounds like the tower level from Bart's Nightmare,
right? Yeah. When you're climbing, you're climbing the tower up. Except, I'm not throwing shit down the window, and I'm not hitting the controller.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Play that game too much.